All right, good morning. Welcome to the coffee run. We made it. We made it through another week. Can you believe it? What an interesting week, and there's so much to talk about today. My goodness gracious. First things first. Let's recap a couple of things. We had a couple of things happen to us here. Not that screen. This screen here. Last night we had our second episode of Around the Table. And the first one was just me because my guest couldn't make it. The second time last night was with Chris from Dice DGen. And give me your thoughts on it. What do you can put DGen in the chat. DGen colon. Let me know how you thought about the show last night. I had a good time. Now, of course, I already know Chris, right? So asking the questions is kind of like, I kind of know what his answers are going to be for the most part, except for the alien one. But yeah, I think I had a good time, and I think I could do better for sure. And again, let me know in chat what you thought about the show. I think I could do better with the rolling. Not so much the outcomes, but I mean as far as the rhythm of it, because you get to talking a little bit, and I think I was kind of slow with the rolls. From the Crapsy player's point of view, how was it? Like, was it okay to play, or was I going too slow? I was trying to kind of watch the green, and as soon as I saw the green button pop up, that was like, y'all are ready. That's when I was trying to throw. But I think I could get a better rhythm as far as like timing goes. We had a lot of good questions. There was a couple of them that, and again, I said to you guys, ask anything you want, but I can't answer everything. I'm not going to go off color, right? I'm not going to go into the porn world. And I'm not going to go into hardcore politics. Like, what do you think about global warming? Or what do you think about, how would you solve for homelessness is a good question, because it's actually a thinker question, but are you in favor of secession is not where I'm going, right? So keep the questions to things that are actually like going to be interesting topics for us all to talk through that could be thought-provoking. That's what I want to get to with it. And I love the random stuff. I love the NIL question. It was a great question last night because obviously we're both sports fans. That was a kind of a cool deep dive into something totally different. I thought it was fun. Jen says too much nonsense. Yeah, there has to be a question filter for sure. We got to figure that out, Jen. I would love to get the questions ahead of time and have them ready. Like, having them come on the fly like that is kind of tough. So I think what I'm going to do from now on is get the questions from y'all during the week, and I'll filter them through, and then ahead of time, I'll have the set of questions that I want to ask at each time. Does that make sense? That might be a better way. But what I need from you is questions ahead of time. I need questions that are like all week long. Ask the questions so I can queue them up and have them ready to go. And that way the show would be a little more rhythmic. Does that make sense? You mean way too much small talk, Jen? Is that what you're saying? Way too much small talk? It's supposed to be that way, right? It's not about the craps. Remember, it's craps is happening while we're talking. That's the point of the show. So if you're wanting more craps and less talk, that won't be the show for you. If it was still too much talk, then that's an issue that we can address from a rhythm standpoint. Again, I want to make sure that it's interesting and engaging, but also I don't want to just completely ignore the craps also. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. If it wasn't DGen, what would have been painful about it? I'm curious. What would have been painful about it? The topics felt like small things. Yeah. I hear you there. The traffic one was a good question. And you know why? Like, I think, honestly, the traffic question is great because that becomes like it is a good insight into what your like how your personality gets set off. I like the alien thing. I like the question about the NIL, like I said, because that's actually interesting. NIL is a good thing to have an opinion on. I think it's good to get your opinions on things, I guess is more the point. Anyway, we'll talk through it some more. I enjoyed it. It's episode 2, so I think we need to get 4 or 5 episodes in before we really catch our stride. Like a lot of these, like I said, I got the inspiration for this show from the other YouTube show, Hot Ones. And you've watched the first 5 Hot Ones, not very good. They're okay, but they're not great. Now that show is fantastic, right? And we got to grow into it. And I think we're going to grow into it. So we will get to it. It'll be better. It'll be better as we go along. Just what I want from y'all is questions ahead of time, obviously, and more feedback. Give me the feedback on what worked and what didn't work, and that's how we make it better. So I'll keep the notes going here, and we'll just keep improving it, right? That's the idea. Yeah, I'm relying on the audience to ask entertaining questions. I've got a bunch of my own. The thing is this, I want to have questions that both the guest and I can talk about. So when the audience asks me a question, we can both answer the question, right? If I ask the questions, then it's me interviewing somebody. And there's a different vibe to that, right? Do we want to, I gotta close the door because the dogs. Do you want me to be interviewing somebody, or do we want to have a conversation? And I think that is actually in the chat right now, ask me that. Ask me, what do you think now? Do you think it should be more interview style, right? Or more discussion style where we both answer the same question? Because if I know the questions ahead of time, then it becomes weird. You know what I'm saying? So again, in chat, just let me know what you all think. You stopped watching After Aliens. Jen, I'm so right about the aliens. Watch Ancient Aliens. My wife gives me a bunch of crap about it too, but watch it. Watch that show. It'll change your mind. On Point wants conversation. I want conversation for sure. I want conversation, less interview. But then again, I can't know the questions ahead of time, and which makes it weird, right? Yeah, Mark. The Point. Love the shirt, right? There it is. All right. The next thing to talk about is our daily paycheck, which failed again today. It failed 2 days in a row. I think we won 4 times and we've lost twice. So I expect that this strategy will do that. It's going to be another one of these 60% strategies. It's not going to be a 70% winner. It's very, 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 very dice dependent, right? You've got to have a perfect run to make it work. We've tried all sorts of things to kind of manage the perfect run. It's just, there is no perfect run. Like yesterday and today were very normal days at a craps table, right? We had 3 or 4, like set a point, hit a number, 7 out. We had 3 or 4 of those. We had a shooter that went set a point, 5 horns, 1 box number, and then he 7'd out. That happens, right? And this strategy can't survive that. Now, the suggestion was made yesterday by a number of people, not just Jen, but I'll call Jen out because she happens to be here, about working all the bets. When I'm coming out of the DC, working all the bets, that puts $900 at risk, okay? Which is a third of our bankroll. And I think that's lunacy on a number of levels. The number one level is that you've got a third of your bankroll at risk, right? And I will call Waylon out on his bullshit here. You cannot tell me scared money don't make money if I'm scared to make the bet. Well, anybody who puts a third of their bankroll out there for one roll, that's not just scared money. That's just dumb betting, right? Nobody should ever do that. Like that's just, to me, that's a bad idea. You may as well just, and I'll put this out there, go 900 across and take the hit and go home, right? Go 900, whatever, $300 on the 6 and 8, and then, $100 on the other numbers, and just take your shot and get out of there, right? Put $1,000 out there and just say, whatever happens, happens, right? We would never do that, right? We would never do that on the come out roll. The come out roll is too fraught with 7s, and especially if you get multiples, right? You're going to have a problem there. I recommend working the come out roll with your odds on come bets, not on place bets, and not more than once. I just feel like that's way too much. If you're going to do it, right, do 900 across, take your hit and get the hell out. Or it's a 1 roll day. You're going to walk into the casino every day. You're going to YOLO it. 900 across, 1 roll, YOLO. Either you lose 900 or you win 300, right? Or whatever. That to me is insanity. That's the definition of insanity. I don't think that's the right play here. I really don't. Some degree of working bets while you're coming out, I could understand. Like some measure of that. I don't know what the right measure of it is yet. Is it a don't come with 6 and 8 only? Is it a don't come with the 4 and 10 only? Is it a don't come with half your bets and then you level them up? Is it a don't come with a back wall lay? I don't know what the answer is. I don't think having all of it out there is the right move. I'm on the wrong screen. I don't think having all of it out there is the right move. There is a right move in there, and I love part of the strategy, like the beginning part of this thing where we say, look, the don't come is set, or the don't pass is set, and your bets are out there. 1 hit, you're even, guaranteed. 2 hits, your profit guaranteed. I love that part of it. The part I don't love is that I can't get 1 or 2 hits because I've got not all the numbers covered. So I'm wasting roll, 7ing out. I'm never getting the 1 hit to get myself even. That's where the pain point is, right? So I don't know how to address that. I'm still going to play with it some over the weekend and maybe next week. So I think that's where the mob is for me. It's a good idea. It's a different play in a 6, 7, 8. If we play it with just everything across and a little bit of a don't, then it becomes the storm, right? Which we knew had problems. This one's got a different mentality to it, and I want to stick to the spirit of it if I can, and I want to try and make it work the best that I can. Yeah, Jen's looking at all the roles. Yeah, if I was working them in these roles this last week, we probably would have been okay, right? I think we are in one of those outliers where I'm not getting the PSOs, but those will come. I don't think that 1/6 of my come out throws from the DC were 7s. They're probably a little less than 1/6. Over time, there'll be 1/6 of those throws will be 7s for us, and we'll lose it. If that happens, I don't know if there's enough money in the box to cover the 6 losses, right? If that happens, that's one thing. It's coming back from that enough times, because $900 means I got to get 5 clean wins to recover it, right? 5 clean wins to recover one of those whacks that's asking a lot. It's asking a lot. So I think there's more to experiment with. We can spend the weekend working on it. I mean, I'm going to spend all weekend down here in the basement playing with it. Kathy's going to be gone for the weekend. I'm going to play with it all weekend and just try some other things. I think there's lots of opportunity here. I just don't know. We haven't hit it yet. We haven't hit the right stride yet. And I think this is a good thinker strategy. This is a good tinker toy kind of a thing. I like it. Don't love it. And the tweaks we've made, I halfway like and halfway don't like. So we got to figure it out. There's something here. There's something here. And yeah, Jen, I thought of this too, right? Dropping the DC and going to max odds. I could more get behind that. And then that with working the bets, now your bet gets set and you profited on the DC being set, right? That's a little bit more comfortable for me. Take the win, use that as the odds, and now you're playing the DC for free. That's an interesting way to approach it, right? And I think there's some juice in there. So Dice Dr. Dan wants to Zoom. We can do that for sure over the weekend. All right. Let's see. I never said that, Skill. I never, ever, ever, ever. You find the tape where I said it was okay to go with 3,200 across for one hit and then regress. I would never, ever say that unless you had the bankroll to do it. You got to have massive bankroll. I would never suggest that, because it's on a bubble craps machine, 32 across, right? To take a hit and go for $6, maybe, right? There's no way I'm doing that on a real table. And I think the tongue-in-cheek way I may have said that would have been, like I'm saying, you may as well go there, take one hit and come down. If you're willing to be a one-hit YOLO person, that's how I would do it. But there's no way I'm ever suggesting you put $3,200 out there for one hit and go to the Pope and ask for forgiveness on your decision making. That would be really, really crazy. I would never find the tape, Skill. I'm sure I was joking or being like pedantic about it. Like, hey, if you want to do it. That's the way I would do it. There's no way I'm suggesting you go $3,200 across. No way. Unless I had 100 grand to burn, because that's too much money. All right, let's go. I'm not doing the YOLO thing for sure. Not doing that. All right. Let's see. Victor is working the edge again. The travel DC. Play the hard ways. Sure. I mean, I hear you. That's not this strategy, but yeah, I hear you there. Again, I'm trying to stick to. I think you and I had this conversation a while back. When I work a strategy, and I had this with Darksider too. When I work a strategy with the daily paycheck, and it's not my strategy. If I'm not working like the odds maker or something, and I'm working Dan's thing, or if I'm working Skill and Luck's thing, or working someone else, I'm going to try and stick to what they want, right? I'm not going to go ahead after the trial week and just run out random stuff like, oh, let's add the hard ways to it, or let's do whatever to it, because that's not the way the person who came up with it wrote it. So I'm going to try my best to stick to what the thing is and play it as mechanically as I can. Because once we settle on it, I think I want you to see what the dice do to it. And sure, some days, the hard ways, today's a good example. I had 1 million hard ways today, right? I had 2 8s, 2 6s, and a 10. The hard ways would have been great on some days. Some days, the hard ways would have bled you dry. You can always look back and say, see, I told you when something works out. You can always look back and say, well, It didn't work out today if it didn't work out, right? You can't always be the hero of the story. And I think altering somebody else's strategy and having it win because of some weird alteration that made a good connection with the dice that day is doing the strategy a disservice. I don't want it to win for some reason that it wasn't designed for, or lose for some other reason. You know what I mean? So I want Dan's thing to win on Dan's thing. I don't want it to win or lose because we added something crazy to it. Not crazy, but adding something different to it. And I think that's, again, it takes away from the spirit of it. And that's, I think it's an important thing. Does that make sense? Yeah, for sure. You got to understand the whys to tweak it. And I think this week we did that. We went through all the different permutations of it, and we found all the soft spots. The last 2 days, we found a ton of soft spots with it. I think finding those soft spots is important. We know, right? The DC sucks a roll. And that's the one thing about the DC when you've got a cross bets out there. I think that's why people are saying work the DC, work the bets, because it sucks a roll, right? When you have bets that are off and you're in the DC and it goes, you don't get paid. And it sucks because you missed a roll to get the DC bet set. And now you wasted a box hit, and now you still got to get two. That's where the pain point is, right? That's why I think that the suggestion comes. When I go don't pass, there's not a person out there that would say to you, have a don't pass bet and work your place bets. Nobody says that, but they all say don't come and work your place bets because there's this mental thing that's going on about missing that roll. Rhythm is a big thing with this thing, and I think we got to find I think the don't pass rhythm is probably better. I don't want to waste that roll, but we got to figure out how to get it out. So there it is. I'm going to get you. I use decision making. That's pretty funny. All right, let's go. Let's get out of this topic and let's go to the table. It's Friday Follies, and I just want to have fun. Because I have multiple sevens with DC. Yeah, you're saying can't, right, Jen? Right. That's the reason why the DC makes more sense. But the downside to that is you like the benefit of it is, that's why I love craps. The benefit of the DC is you can't get beat on multiple sevens in a row. Like the don't pass, you can get whack, 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 whack. The DC, it's one, right? One shot and you're kind of done. But the penalty for that, like the tax you pay for that being your benefit, is that you're wasting a box hit. Right? You're wasting a hit to make that happen. That's the penalty you pay. On the don't pass, the penalty you pay is multiple sevens can get you. It's such an interesting split of your brain, the way that works. I think that's why this game is so interesting. Ultimately, what's going to happen is going to happen, right? It's going to work itself out the way it's going to work itself out. The numbers will play themselves out, but that little decision is an interesting one, and I know where the mindset comes from. I really understand it. All right, let's go. We say don't waste the box hit, right? But to not waste the box hit, you got to have $900 exposed, right? Tomato, right? Either you're going to waste the box hit or you're going to lose $900 a couple times. I don't want to lose $900. Let's go to the table. Let's stop talking serious. Let's do some dumb shit. And actually, not dumb shit. I'm going to go play. Oops, not that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to. Let's play some bubble level craps. I think my table is clear. Hopefully you can see that. The dolly. Yeah, I can do the dolly. Let's see. What was the quote of the night? What was the quote of the day last? What was that? It took over the chat for 10 minutes. What was the quote of the day? You got to put it in this chat here. I don't remember what it was. All right, let's go to my table. I'm going to play some bubble. I can't use my bubble because it's out of batteries. I gotta put batteries in it. So we'll use regular dice for it. And I think what I'm gonna do is take the mob off of here. And let's go with this. Let's go with $100 in the bank. Let's see, there's 25, 50. We'll do $100. There's 50 in green. And here's 50 in red. And we're gonna do a Baccarat line for $5. $5 Baccarat line, bubble craps, and we're gonna do $1 across. $1 across, and so we're gonna have $5, $11 at risk. And we'll get a few cracks at it. And there's a come out 7, that's a winner 7, awesome, boom. I'm gonna do the Baccarat parlay. So we're gonna run a parlay press at the same time. We're gonna do both things. Okay, we're always gonna have the one core at risk, but let's do this thing. Play it Johnny style. There's a 7, 4, oh, that goes over here. 4, 3, 7. Booyah. I'm on the wrong screen. Hold on. Let me get the bigger window so you can see the whole table. There you go. That's better. So that's 2 7s in a row. The parlay wins. Fantastic. So it stays at level. I've locked up a profit unit back there, which is awesome. And we got a 10, 6, 4 on the end, 10. All right. Now I'll take my $5. We'll take it out of the profit stack. And catch the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, $5 in the box. And that's it. Okay. If we lose the pass line, we'll switch sides. And we'll still work the box. Here we go. $5 in the box, whatever on the line. There's an 8. Okay. And again, we're going to we'll try and cover these things as best we can. So we'll do 1 for 1. And I'm going to follow Waylon's rules here. So if we catch 4 hits, then we'll start pressing. But we're going to catch 4 hits first. Okay. 7 out. Oh boy, we lost it all. What a bummer. Okay. There it goes. Easy come, easy go. Switch sides and ladder up. That's the parlay. That's the Baccarat style. Switch sides, ladder up. Here we go. We got a 7. That's a huge bummer. Lose it. Lose it. Still on that same side. We're laddered up. We're not going to ladder every come out loss. We're just going to keep on playing it through. There's a 9. Don't pass on the 9. Again, $5 across. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. Let's scoop up some whites while we're waiting for the 7. Oh, it's not going to happen. We got a 7 right away. Well, it's okay. We'll lose our 5. We're going to win 10 down here. Bring the ladder back down to 1. Puck is off. 7. Golly. Can I? There's 5. There's aces. Sweetness. That pays in parlays. There's a 10. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, here we go. $5. Can I get some hits? 2, 3, 4. We have got 0 hits up in here. We got 1 8 to pay 1 time. Story of my life. Cannot get my box hits to pay on any strategy. There's a 9. All right, 10. $1 pays $1.40. I'm just going to pay it 1. We'll round up and down as we go because I don't have any pennies in here. There's the 7. Damn, no rhythm. None rhythm today, right? Just like downstairs or upstairs. Okay, the parlay pays. Okay. Again, we're going to parlay press on this thing, but I'm going to first do my ladder down. Now we're going to parlay the press. Okay. Once we ladder down, we'll start that next process. There's a 6. 5, 1. Let's do it again. $5 across. Can we get anything? Scoop some whites up here while we're doing this. There's a 10. I'll take that. That'll pay $2. Finally. Good gravy. Damn it. That's another 7. All right. It's fine. It was a 6, 1. So we'll lose this. Pays down here. And now we're going to start parlaying the wins. 6. And by the way, we're back to even. There's our starting bankroll plus $4. So we're actually up a little bit. 4, 2, 6. Let's get our bets out. 5. Good. It pays $1.40. We'll just do 1. There's a 7. My goodness. Has every roll been one hitting down? Every single roll has been one hitting down. All right. There's that. That's stupid. All right. So now the parlay pays. And the way I do the parlay press is I parlay it up. It pays. The next bet is the original base bet plus 1 unit. So we stay at level 2. And then it goes. Here we go. 7. Godly. Need to get those things to stack. Like a few in a row to make it work. There's another 8. All right. Take Take the whites this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're still even. Lost our don't. That's our first switch. We're going to lose that. That's a bummer. We go to the pass line for 2 units now. Switch sides and ladder up. There's a 11 yo. The ladder bet wins. Regress it back down. And again, we're even in the rack, plus what's out here, so that's cool. And now we'll run a little parlay press from this point forward. Let's make some money. There's a 7. Hammer it. Let's go. Come on, shooter. Be hot. Second time that's happened to us. It goes to the 4. Move it to the 8. Now we have $10 on the 4 and $5 everywhere else. Let's make it happen. 6, 4, 10. It pays 180. We're going to call it 2. We got a 4, which wins on our don't. The parlayed bet wins. It stays parlayed. This becomes profit back here. So now we're staying there. Now we're going to start working that bet, right? Puck is off, by the way, and there's a 6, 3, 9. Down to the 4 you go. Give me a 9. Give me a 9, shooter. There's a 6. I'll just pay $1. It's our second hit in the box for this guy. There's the 9. Look at me go. All right, parlay press. Check it out, right? It pays 2. We already got paid once on the parlay. Now the next bet is 1 more than the last bet. We rack a nickel. Puck is off, coming out. Give me a 7. Ooh, yuck. Goes to the 4 again. Here we go. Let's keep working, baby. I wanted that in the last throw. A little yo action. 3, 2, 5. Okay, that's going to pay $1, $1.40, but we'll call it $1 for now. 1 more box hit, and we'll start a little bit of a press. There's an 8. That's awesome. Okay, we'll take that collection. That's 4 collects in the box for this round. Now we can press. There's another 8. Cool. It pays $1. Adds $1. 9. Same deal. Pays $1. Adds $1. 7. Lose it all. That's a huge bummer. Huge bummer. Would have been nice to have had that parlay hit down there, but we're still ahead, right? We're actually up $15. Out of $100, we're up 15%, which is pretty dang good. But we're going to switch sides. Over the don't we go. We're coming out. We have to part with the ladder up when you switch sides. It goes to the 8. Don't love it. But we're still even in the rack. We still have $100 in the rack, and we have our $15 in profit all at risk, which is cool. There's the 5. It pays 1. 1 collect. There's a 10. That pays 2. It's our second collect. I'll put them just so you can see them. 6. That's our third collect. Here's the 6. Bam. 1 more. Let's get 1 more. There's another 6. Fantastic. It's 4 collections. Sweet. Okay, now we can do whatever you want. You can't really half press. I got to put dollars up there first, and then we'll half press after that, but there's a 9. So we'll press the 9 to $2. Next time through, we'll do a half press. If we catch another one. 5, same thing. Pays $1. Gets pressed. There's a 10. This one pays 2, and I will half press it like so. There's an 8, which takes our don't. That sucks. Okay, ladder it up, switch sides and ladder. Now we're on the pass line for 3. We're going to have to ladder down twice here. Can that happen? Let's find out. There's an 8, back on it. And we're still on the other ones doing the half press because they're still doing well. There's a 9, okay? So 2 pays $2.80. So we're going to call it $3. I'll move it up by 1 and rack 2. There's a 6. We'll just stack the 1 unit up there. There's a midnight. There's a yo 11 yo. There's the 7. All right. That's fine. We made money in the box, right? We made that money in the box, which is cool. The pass line. Oh, were we on the pass line? We were on the pass line. Shit. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Well, we lost that. We're still laddered up. This is going to be a bitch right here. We're still laddered up. We don't really ladder on the point losses, though. Once you're there, I think you stay there. So we're going to keep it where it is. That's a 4. That's a 9. Oh, sorry. Bam, there's the 9. Yeesh, don't like that 4 is the point. There's a 9. That pays $1. We'll collect it. 8 pays $1. Collect it. 4, win it. Win 3. Regress by 1. Puck is off. How about a come out 7? How about a come out winner right here? What do you think? Oh no, not good. Not good. Back out we go. Again, not laddering these come out losers. Back to the 4 again. Eesh. There's the yo. Really? Really, dice? There's an 8. All right. That's cool. It pays 1. Aces. Doesn't matter. Midnight also doesn't matter, but I feel like we got I feel like we got all the horn numbers there, right? There's a 10. That pays 2. Press by 1. There's an 8. That pays 1. It goes up by 1. I think I'm going to do a little collect, press with these guys. 4. We hit the pass line. Yay. Hit it. Regress it. And again, we're back to even again. Puck is off. That ladder has worked us back to our bankroll, right? We actually won it all back, which is awful nice. Puck is off, not on. I know it's marked up there. There's the 8. Move that out to the 4. And let's go. There's 11 yo. There's a 6 that pays 1. Again, we'll press and then collect. 6 again. How about that? Okay, that we'll take this one here to pay $3. It's kind of a weird one. We'll pay ourselves 3 since we shorted ourselves on the last one. We'll press it up. We'll take 2 back to the rack. There's a 5. Sweet. Pays $1.40. Press it up. There's a 6. Okay, that's going to pay $3.50. So we'll pay it 4. And I'll press it by 2 and bring some back in there. There's a 10. Awesome sauce. That already had 2 on it. That's going to pay 4. We're going to press it by 2 and bring 2 back to the rack. I'm going to get these whites colored out because I'm out of whites over here. It's $10 in white. Starting bankroll, $5, $8 in profit plus all what's out here. Okay, and what's out here is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14. We have $14 in play plus 8. So we're at 20, whatever that is, $22 in profit, over 20%, not counting the line, which you can't take down. That's not a bad little run so far, right? There's a 5. Okay. That'll pay $2.80. We're going to call it 3. I'll give it 1 and bring 2 back. There's another 5. So 3 pays $4.20. We're just going to call it 4. I'll press it by 2 and bring 2 in. That makes that look like a nickel. And the 6 also, by the way, is a nickel. I should make that right. Here we go. 10 on the end. 4 pays 8. We're going to press it by 4. So it looks like $8, and $4 can come back to the rack. And again, I'm going to get some color here for these guys. Here's 10 bucks. Again, we're locked. We got 15, 16 bucks locked up in profit, plus all of this. Okay. There's my 7. I could have regressed it all down to $2 on every number and been good. But look at us. We made some money here, right? A little bit of a run. Okay, little bubble craps run. All that goes away. And again, we're back to, from being down about 20 bucks, we're now up $16, right? Can you do this on bubble craps with $100 all day long? Yeah, this is how it's going to work. You're going to bounce around a little bit, but a little simple bubble craps, Baccarat line. And again, you could be bumping these up on those come out losses too, right? You could, if I'm on the pass line and catch a craps, I could ladder it up again and keep the ladder going. You could also elect not to parlay press and just do the straight Baccarat. I like the parlay piece of it once I get back to base to kind of catch a little bit of a streak if I can catch one. But that's a cool little way to play, right? Fun, fun, fun on a Friday. Let's do, we have time for one more or no? What time is it? I can't see the clock. It is 8:45. We have time for one more shooter's worth. The worst thing that can happen is we'll probably tie, right? What happened last time? The puck lost. We're going to the don't pass on a laddered bet. Here we go. We got a 4. That's perfection right there. All right, there's 4. Here's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, $5. Let's do it. Let's hit some box numbers and a 7. Get ourselves out of here. Worst case, we win $1, right? Oh, look at this. We got a 7 right away. That sucks. Win 2. Ladder down. So $15 goes back to the rack. Lose those bets. We're going to come back out of the don't with a midnight. Does not matter. How about aces here, huh? It goes to an 8. Bummer. Let's do it. $5. $8. Well, we lose our don't pass, which kind of blows. That goes away. That goes away. Ladder it up. Go to the pass line. Yo, 11, yo. That pays $2. Sweet. Whoop, that rolled. Oh my gosh. Get it right. There we go. There's 11. Go back down. Back to our profit level. Again, $16 in profit. Hasn't changed. Right? The ladder's helping us out. Now we just got to make extra. Yuck. It goes to a freaking 10. Okay. 6, 4, 10. It goes to the 8. And here we go. Aces. We got another 10. Look at that. 5, 5. 10 came hard. It's a payment. Parlay it up. And there we go. Everything's off. It's a 6. Awesome. That goes to the 10. We have a nice parlayed bet there on the 6. I love that. Let's make it work. Let's make it work. There's a 5. $1.40. We'll take $1. Again, we're rounding down and up as we feel like it. Another 5. That pays $1.40. I'm going to press it. Collect and press on every number. 7 out. That's it. That's going to kill the run. But we still made $17. Not too shabby, right? Your next bet goes don't pass for $10, and you're still able to play 10 and 5 and have $2 locked up. So back and forth we go with the Baccarat thing. Didn't really catch any good series today on that one. That one didn't really result in 5, 6 in a row like sometimes it does. Whatevs, right? Whatevs. Here we go. Let's go here. Oh boy, we're still really got all my old screens from yesterday up. I'm going to check PCs and questions really quick before we go. Let's see here. Let's see. Check for Qs first. Any questions? Let's see. I don't see any questions. PC, toughest questions I ask about is Göbekli Tepe, Ark of the Covenant, solar alternative. I love the solar, the alternative solar energy thing is pretty cool because some people live in areas where they're trying that and it works or doesn't work. It's funny, that's the kind of thing where I want wind power, but I don't want the windmills here, right? Generate wind power in your state or your town, but not in my town. That's what happens a lot. California is loaded with these big windmill farms. They got a bunch of them here in Washington too. The problem with the wind farms is wind doesn't always blow, you know? But yes, I think for Dan, for sure, develop a set of questions from the audience that will be entertaining if the immediate questions aren't. And I've got a list. I actually pulled 2 questions yesterday in our session from a previous list of questions. So that is the thing. All right, what else is being said? PC, who's calling me out over here? Need to watch Project Blue Book, okay. Is that a movie? Or is that like a documentary kind of thing? So maybe Lou, drop me a thing in Discord so I can go find that for sure. Texas Session, limited bankroll is not the same as scared money. It's not, right? $3,000 and putting 900 of that at risk is not scared money. That's just not good, right? That's what I meant by that. It's not about not being able to afford to lose the 900. It's just too big of a chunk out of what you brought to make what you brought worth or giving it a chance to kind of build steam, and that's why. Let's see. One of these days I will. Yes, for sure, Skill. Maybe I don't want to do a Friday Follies thing, but maybe it's a Friday Follies thing. We can put it out there next week and play it out like this at small levels for sure. Mark the point. Never did tell me what the quote of the night was last night. I don't know. Maybe you put it out there somewhere. Let's see. Jen says, explain the parlay press. Oh, let me show you the parlay. I love the parlay press. Let me go back there and show it to you. This is one of my favorite ways to catch a run. Let me, because it catches a good long run in a really cool way. Let's go to the table and put the light back on and I will show it to you. I think you're going to like this one a lot, actually. Where's my light? There we go. Okay. Let's do the pattern and we'll take $100 out of our rack. Okay. I'll just do it with nickel. So nickel, let's just do it in the field. I'll just put it here because it's easy to see. Okay. What you do is you parlay the first win. We're going to simulate a bunch of wins. Okay. We're going to pretend we caught 8 reds in a row or something like that on the roulette table. You catch a win and you parlay it. And the rule is you parlay a win. The next win, you pull your you collect on your parlay. Always collect the parlay. And then your next bet is your base bet, which was 1 unit plus 1. So in the first one, it stays at 2. It's always your base bet plus 1 unit. Now, our base bet is now 2 units. So the next time we hit it, we hit the field or another red, you parlay it up. If you hit the parlay, it's 4 units. Always collect the parlay. Your next bet is your previous base, which was 2, plus 1. And it goes back. Now we're going to do it again. We hit the parlay. We hit the number. We parlay it up. There's our base bet. There's our parlay. Let's say we hit the parlay and it wins 6 units. 3, 6. Collect your parlay. The next bet is your base plus 1, and that comes back as well. And so you keep building up the base bet as you go. We never have more than 1 unit at risk. You start with 1 unit, you're just building it up as you go. It's a slower build, right? But in this case, you have 2 wins, 4 wins, 6 wins in a row. 5, 10, 15 units. Okay, if you can catch a nice little streak like that, the parlay press, you parlay it, and then your next bet is a press of the previous base by 1 unit. And that's how that thing builds itself up. So you collect your parlays, press the base, collect the parlay, press the base. Basically, it's like an up and pull on your base, but you're parlaying in between. It's like a collect and press up here in the box. It's the same general theory as that. And that's how the parlay press works. But you got to get 4 or 5 in a row to really feel it. When the pass line goes on one of those crazy runs with all the 7s and 11s, or you catch a bunch of point winners, that thing builds up really, really quick. If you catch a really cold table and you get like a bunch of 0.7 out, 0.7 out, 0.7 out, the don't pass can do the same thing. The don't pass, I've had 10 winners in a row in the don't, doing a parlay press. So that happens quite a bit. Every shooter 7's out. It's a matter of, are they whacking you on the come outs, or are they hitting points in between that can make that thing fail in the don't. So That's a cool way of doing it. I love that. I love that way to catch a run. When I say to you all the time, like, you go back over here again. When I tell you all the time, like, the secret to gambling, I hate to say it like that, like it's a thing, but one of the things I kind of lean into with gambling is catching a run the right way. I think that's a good way to catch a run because you're never risking more than 1 unit, right? If it all goes south, it all goes south. You lost 1 unit in the end. You're not, chasing loss. You're chasing a win. You're chasing a win streak. If you start with 1 unit and the wins pack up, it's a good way to press a flat bet. It works great in Baccarat, works great in roulette. It works good in the lines, and that's the parlay press. I think it's kind of a cool move. And that's how I play the Red Cross. That's why the Red Cross line sometimes is the savior, because oftentimes you'll get that parlay press move up to like 6-7 units down there, right? You whack that 6-unit win on a come out 7, that takes care of all your old losses. Like that's a way to just you're pulling, a 6-unit win plus 5 units down. That covers a lot. It's a good way to catch it. So there it is. Marks, the quote was when I said I need to have nice. Oh God, the golf. Yeah. I can't afford good balls. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, I think we're done. It's Friday. It's 8:55. I have things to do. It was a good week. I had fun with the mob this week. Good conversations. I know sometimes it might feel, I don't want to say contentious, but it's good to get like this going back and forth because there's never an answer for it, right? There's no answer to the puzzle that is craps. It's fun to try and find the corners and fun to try and find the edges where you can find them and work that middle piece of the puzzle hard. And that's why I enjoy things like this one. So hopefully we can keep it rolling. Jen, I don't switch sides. The traditional parlay press does not switch sides like the Baccarat, although you can. But typically, if you're thinking roulette and it's like red, you got your parlay press going, and black comes, I switch sides. I'm a follow the last thing person in most games. I would switch sides, but go to base. I don't go to a laddered up bet like Waylon does. I just go back to base, 1 unit bet on black, try and catch it again. And that's exactly what I do. If it comes choppy, then I'll ladder during a chop until it stops. But yeah, I will Baccarat switch, but I won't parlay. I won't do the ladder in that. For me, typically. Let's see. How do I keep track in my rack? What I do in my rack is this. I should switch. This is becoming a little parlay press lecture, which is cool. Let's go back here. I know it's gonna be kind of dingy, but in my rack, if I don't have lammers when I'm out here, I'll take a section of my rack and I'll do like we're at level 1. That's how I know we'll do the field. That's how I know what my base is. And so when we hit a parlay, hit the parlay, new base is 2. When I pull the parlay bet back to my rack, I stack over here so I know my base is 2. So when all this is happening, when the next bet, let's say the parlay wins, we parlay it, we win the parlay, I'm like, what am I doing here? Oh, that's right, we were at 2. I pull this back, now I'm at level 3. And I keep my rack going that way. That's how I do. I keep a little stack of chips over here. Or if I got lammers, just use lammers as a way to do it. But yeah, track your level in some part of your rack on what you're doing. And again, that can work, that parlay press can work in the field. It can work anywhere on the table that you've got a 50-50 style bet. And it works good with a quick resolution. That's why I think with roulette and Baccarat, it's a cool way to hit it, I think, in those other games. If you're going to bet just the 50-50s. It doesn't work good on the dozens because your dozens are kind of a lay bet, so you can't do that with a lay bet because you're risking too much to win too little. But it's cool. It's a cool way to do it. All right, I am out. All have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. Dan, you and I will be working along the way over the weekend on the mob a little bit. Everybody else, enjoy the weekend. Have a good one, and I'll see you on Monday. We're going to start the actual DPC with the mob on Monday morning, and so wish me luck, everybody. Have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye.